Hello, I'm Scott and you're watching Your Experience Guide, and today I'm talking Blackpool Pleasure Beach ride removal rumours. If you're a Blackpool Pleasure Beach fan, and you have been for a long time, you will know that every closed season there's all different rumours about what rides are getting removed, what rides might be getting built at Blackpool, who's said this, who's done that, what's going there. You know what it's like if you're a Blackpool Pleasure Beach fan. Normally, I don't do full dedicated rumour videos about Blackpool Pleasure Beach because I would usually loop it into a closed season update video, but this year I'm not going to be doing many of those, so I thought I'd do a dedicated video to the recent rumours that I've heard about Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Everything I mentioned in this video is purely speculation. There is rumours circulating about a number of rides at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. In this video, I'm not going to try and confirm or deny if they're true. What I'm actually going to do is talk about what I've heard, if I think they're genuine, if I think they're a possibility in the future, and just go along those lines. So just again to clarify, this is not me saying X, Y, and Z are being removed or replaced or rebuilt or whatever. This is me purely talking about the rumours that I've heard about Blackpool Pleasure Beach and ride closures this winter and next winter. Okay, let's get straight to it, and I'm going to start with one which was quite shocking when I heard about these rumours, but also not surprising at the same time. It's a bit of a biggie. It is Ice Blast. Now, there's a couple of rumours circulating that Ice Blast is coming to the end of its service life at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Ice Blast has been at Blackpool Pleasure Beach since 1997, so it is an old ride, and rides like Ice Blast and just flat rides, tower rides, they don't last as long as coasters, generally speaking. So it wouldn't be a surprise if we are reaching that point where Ice Blast does need to either be heavily modified or removed and replaced. So the reason I've started with Ice Blast in this particular video is because I think out of all of the ride removal rumours that I've heard, I actually think the Ice Blast one is probably the most believable out of them all. Now, a couple of things that would potentially back this rumour up is that basically some ground testing has been, or 3D scanning, either or, has been spotted happening around the Ice Blast area. But also, I don't know if it's significant or not, but it was quite noticeable near Ice Blast's exit and near the flying machines that there was quite a bit of orange paint sort of splattered on the floor where it looked like there'd been some faint markings, almost like they were the areas that had been ground tested or were going to be ground tested in the Ice Blast area. So if Ice Blast was to go, obviously it's a very significant attraction at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It fits on the skyline perfectly. It's a very popular ride. So what could replace it? Because obviously that's a tower ride, but it does take up a lot of space when you think about the loading area, the queue area. If it is true that Ice Blast is going, in my opinion, the perfect replacement for Ice Blast, and I've said this in other videos too, is an Intamin gyro swing. I think it would fit perfectly in that area. They're a crowd pleaser, high capacity, very thrilling and very easy on the eye. So I think it would be the perfect replacement for Ice Blast. But of course, this is all speculation. So let's see what happens with Ice Blast. The next one, or the next two I should say, are Grand Prix and Avalanche. Now, we'll start with Grand Prix. Again, hearing end of service life, which wouldn't be a surprise. Seeing Grand Prix closed a lot this year and a lot last year. I don't remember going on it this year at all. I can barely remember seeing it open at all this year, so it genuinely wouldn't surprise me if that was to go. But what I think's more interesting is where it's located. It's right next to Avalanche. Now, if the rumours about Avalanche are true, which I'll get to in a minute, you just think about the space. If Grand Prix and Avalanche were both removed, that is a massive area in a central sort of space in Blackpool Pleasure Beach where they could put a significant new roller coaster attraction, which would be really good for the park. There isn't a lot more I can say about the Grand Prix other than it never seems to be open, and it just wouldn't surprise me if it goes. So I'll move on to Avalanche. For a lot of the Blackpool Pleasure Beach season, it was on one train this year. You think about the start of the season, Easter weekend, the May bank holidays, Avalanche was on a one train service for quite a long time. And to be fair, they did get a second train on the go for like July and August. Might have been a bit sooner than that, but more times than not, Avalanche was a one train service coaster this year. And you think about the capacity of Avalanche anyway, that is a very slow moving queue. So if the track does need a lot of repair work, if the trains are costing so much to replace that it's only really viable to have 1 or 2 trains ready for parts of the season, it would be completely understandable if Blackpool Pleasure Beach did decide to pull the trigger on Avalanche and remove it from the park. A bit like Ice Blast as well, Avalanche is not a new ride. Avalanche opened in 1988. It has run flat out since 1988. It opened on 3 trains. It would have run a lot in the paper ride days at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Long hours, warm, cold, 3 trains, lots of wear and tear. So it's been running for a long time, and it honestly would not surprise me if the rumours about Avalanche going in the next couple of years are true. But if that and Grand Prix go, that is a massive space for redevelopment, and I actually think if they did both go, it would be really exciting to see what Blackpool Pleasure Beach do with that big space. The last one to mention is Skyforce. This literally comes up as a rumour every single year that Skyforce is going to be removed from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. What it'll be replaced with is debatable. There's some really strange rumours that if Skyforce does go, that the space it's in will be used for some sort of expansion for the Boulevard Hotel. Not exactly a hotel thing, but more an outdoor space to be used by hotel guests. Now, I really don't want to believe that rumour, because Blackpool Pleasure Beach as an amusement park should take priority over the Boulevard and Big Blue Hotel. But when you go back and listen to the podcast where the comments about season pass holders being too critical were made, there was an emphasis on entertainment, shows and hotels made in terms of the future of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I don't want to believe that rumour that Skyforce would be replaced for some sort of hotel expansion area, but this is Blackpool Pleasure Beach. You never know. The Wild Mouse was replaced by AstroTurf and tables and a stage, so you just never know. So how believable do I think all these rumours are? Well, I'll start with Ice Blast. I genuinely think that one has got some truth in it. I really would not be shocked to see Ice Blast go and replaced with another ride in the next 2 or 3 years. I think that's going to happen. In terms of that area of the park, it will be another step in terms of enhancing the presentation. Obviously, the presentation of the exterior of Valhalla looks really good with the way that they've done the queue, and they've got the greenery around it, they've got the soundtrack, and then you've got Loki's with the outdoor tables. Inside of Loki's is really impressive, and obviously a lot of people like the food in there. So I suppose the next step is to put a ride in place of Ice Blast that also fits in with that sort of Viking theming, and it would look really good. It would really fit at the entrance of the park. In terms of the Grand Prix, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I've been hearing that's getting removed since like 2006, so I'll believe that thing's going when it's actually been knocked down. But yeah, for now, I'm not so sure about that one. Avalanche is questionable on the basis of, it is quite believable because they've had the issues with the train maintenance in terms of it being on one train for large parts of this season. There's rumours about the track needing replaced and stuff like that. So, and again, it's an old ride. So for me, I wouldn't be shocked if that is reaching the end of service life. And I wouldn't be sad to see it go, I've got to be honest. In terms of Skyforce, do I believe it'll go? Yes. Do I believe its replacement idea? I don't know. I don't want to believe it, so I'm going to say no on that, but let's see. So just a little disclaimer once again before we finish the video. These are only rumours. There's just speculation. There's nothing confirmed from the park. It's just stuff that I've heard from various people over the last couple of weeks, and I thought it was worth putting into a video. It could all be wrong. Ice Blast could still be at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in 10 years. Likewise Avalanche, likewise Skyforce, likewise the Grand Prix. It's just rumours. Thought I'd talk about them and thought it'd make an interesting video. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section below. And if you've heard any Blackpool Pleasure Beach rumours, please drop them in the comments section below. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.